There is a building near you with no windows, humming so loudly you'd need ear protection to stand inside it. This is where your photos actually live. The internet isn't a cloud, it's physical. Millions of servers packed into warehouse-sized rooms handle nearly every message, video, and search you make. Data centers already consume around 1 to 1.5% of all electricity used on Earth. To keep all of it running, engineers fight three relentless enemies: intruders, heat, and downtime. Every design choice inside is a defense against one of them. It starts before you even reach the door. Layers of fencing, bollards, and cameras turn the outer edge into a screening zone. Top-tier facilities use what's called defense in depth security in concentric rings. To reach a live server, you might pass 5 or more checkpoints: perimeter gate, lobby, mantrap, biometric door, and finally the caged rack. Each layer verifies you independently, so beating one gets you nowhere. The strangest defense is a room called a mantrap, 2 locked doors where only one can open at a time, trapping you between them. Some mantraps even weigh you on the way in and again on the way out. If your weight changed enough to suggest you're smuggling out hardware or an extra person is hiding with you, the exit door simply refuses to open. Biometrics like fingerprints and iris scans confirm you're truly you. Past the doors, the real work begins, and so does the heat. Every server is a tiny furnace, and there are thousands of them. A single high-density rack can burn through 30 to 50 kilowatts of power, as much as several homes, and nearly all of it turns into heat. Left alone, that heat would cook the electronics in minutes. Cooling can eat up to 40% of a data center's total energy just to keep things alive. The classic trick is brilliantly simple: split the room into hot and cold. Cold air rushes into the fronts, hot air blasts out the backs. Cold air is fed up through a raised floor into the cold aisle, pulled through the servers, then exhausted into a sealed hot aisle. Containing those two air streams so they never mix is what makes modern cooling efficient. Without it, machines would fight their own exhaust. But air can only do so much. When racks get hot enough, engineers turn to something that sounds insane: drowning the computers. In liquid immersion cooling, entire servers are submerged in a special non-conductive fluid that pulls heat away far better than air. It won't short the electronics, and it can slash cooling energy dramatically. Some operators report cutting cooling power by over 90% compared to traditional air. Here's the wildest part, and it's coming right up: all of this, the security, the cooling, the millions of machines, makes a sound. Stand inside and you don't hear silence. You hear a wall of noise, a deep, oceanic roar that never stops, day or night. That sound is mostly cooling fans, tens of thousands of them spinning at once. Noise levels inside busy halls can hit 80 to 90 decibels, loud enough that workers often wear hearing protection. It's the closest thing the internet has to a voice. Every request you make, a search, a like, a video, sends real electricity surging through this roaring room and back to your phone. And this machine can never sleep. A single second of downtime can cost some businesses more than most people earn in a month. To survive power cuts, facilities stack redundancy on redundancy. Battery banks bridge the gap in milliseconds, then giant diesel or gas generators roar to life within seconds. The most reliable Tier 4 centers target around 99.995% uptime, under 27 minutes offline per year. Outside, giant tanks hold enough fuel to run for days if the grid vanishes completely. This building refuses to go dark. There's also a fourth silent enemy: fire. But you can't spray water on live servers. Instead, many halls flood with inert gases that starve flames of oxygen without soaking the machines, extinguishing a fire in seconds while the hardware keeps running. Even the walls listen. Sensors track temperature, humidity, and vibration in real time, hunting for the first hint that something is going wrong. All that data flows to a control room, the brain of the building, where screens track every degree in every door. To measure efficiency, engineers use a number called PUE, power usage effectiveness. A perfect score is 1.0, meaning every watt goes to computing and none is wasted. The best modern facilities now run near 1.1, a huge leap from the wasteful 2.0 of the early 2000s. Some of the newest centers are chasing the ocean and the cold, sinking servers underwater or building them inside the Arctic to cut cooling costs. And demand is exploding. Driven partly by artificial intelligence, global data center electricity use is projected to more than double by 2030. The building near you is about to get a lot bigger and a lot hungrier for power. So the next time you send a message, remember, it doesn't vanish into thin air. It roars through a fortress of steel, gas, and fans. The cloud is a windowless building that never sleeps, never cools down, and never stops screaming, and it's holding your entire digital life.